most of them are like setting up for like the survey that we did. So I don't think that, because those are drafts, right? I don't know if that counts.
Read what they talk about drafts. I don't know. Are you the gig tonight?
Oh, I'm the guy.
Where's Dom?
Oh, it says not
Phoenix
on
on
vacation.
Is it?
I've been there all week.
You didn't
What
even
I was
know.
out on.
Tell me. So he must have gone out to see Ruth Ann's brother, huh?
Yeah, right.
It says not exempt. I thought it was.
Except that a specific record or relevant portion shall not be exempt when the record is publicly cited and identified by the head of the public body. So when it's cited and identified by the public body, then you have to give it not exempt. But otherwise, the top part is exempt.
Okay.
If it's a draft, notes, recommendations, memoranda, other records in which opinions are expressed, or
Opinions are
policies,
expressed.
or actions are
So if
ordinances.
somebody said, hey, I think that's a terrible question.
If it's a
So
planning.
that's a terrible survey question, and that's not.
If it's a planning thing, I think it's exempt,
All
okay?
right.
And if you wanna send us, Kyle and I,
You want me to send you hard emails?
no,
We got
no,
FOIA
please,
for
no,
any- We got FOIA on any
I still
text,
got about
where
20
we had
left
about
today.
Seneca Square. When I first got in and we did the survey, I had like 180 emails that have the word Seneca Square on it.
Send it all. Put it in boxes. Tell me.
Give it all. Well, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so, Jason, check on fencing before I forget.
I don't email.
What time's your meeting tomorrow, Jason?
2 o'clock.
I'm gonna try to get this finalized and send it to you in the morning, so
Sure.
we'll have it
Sure.
before that meeting, okay?
Sounds good.
I know right where it is on my desk.
Well, I don't have to share it with them.
No.
I just gotta tell them where.
All right, we ready?
It's done.
Can we start the meeting, Jason? Open the meeting, roll call.
Augubright,
Here.
Cullinan,
Here.
Curran.
Here.
Udis.
Here.
Rivara is absent.
Pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I need a motion and second to approve the minutes from the October 3rd, 2022 regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the October 3rd, 2022 regular meeting.
Second.
Augubright,
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
Curran.
Aye.
Udis.
Aye.
Public comment on agenda items only. I already like the stack, Greg.
Wow.
Is this on it?
Test. Okay. Hey, number 7 on your agenda, the minutes, adding the payroll, the checks written each couple of weeks. Now, this is sort of what it looks like on the minutes when they do show up, and I'm not sure who instigated this, but I've asked for them to be on the minutes, in the minutes, and nowadays, I usually don't pick the minutes up or the agenda, because you can download them, and I typically do that. So, all this stack of paper and beyond, because I stopped collecting this stuff, is on the web and can store in this little thing. This big stack here is the collection I've done since I started doing this stuff, keeping track of the checks to be paid each month. I asked for it I noticed that they're not always in the minutes, and that these things here, the pay sheets, that you only make a few copies, and naturally, because they run into multiple pages of pieces of paper. And as opposed to when it's installed in the minutes like this, it's a half a page, usually. So I like the fact that people who don't attend these council meetings can, because these are only here and disappear today and maybe tomorrow, and once the few copies they make, and I don't have a problem with that, they would have to be FOIA'd after this point in time. And that's why I think they should be at least at this level in the minutes. And so I approve of number 7 being approved and repaired. I really like the detail and almost wish there was more on these pages, especially like in the Chamlin bills that come out regularly. I'd kind of like to know where that project was assigned to, if it even gets written up like that. I imagine they submit invoices sort of towards a project, but maybe the entire city on a particular day they're running around doing stuff. So I think that says it about most of it. Okay? I did notice that all my downloads, there was today's that was available today, and it goes all the way back to February 22nd was the first time it showed up in the minutes this year, at least the ones that I have downloaded. Okay? Thanks.
All right, thank you, Greg. I need a motion and second to approve bills in the amount of $288,726.99 as presented for payment.
I'll make a motion, we approve the bills in the amount of $288,726.99 as presented for payment.
Second.
Augubright.
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
Curran.
Aye.
Udis.
Aye.
Number 7, approve revised minutes for the meetings from March 7th, 2022 through September 6th, 2022 to reflect the listing of individual invoice approved for payments. And so as I understand, for the few concerned citizens, that's why we're doing this. According to the city attorney, we don't have to do this, and it's kind of double labor for our city clerk that has other valuable time to do other things. But we will move forward with this going forward. So if I can get a motion second?
I'll make a motion to approve revised minutes from the meetings of March 7th, 2022 through September 6th, 2022 to reflect the listing of individual invoices approved for payment.
Second.
Augubright.
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
Curran.
Aye.
Udis.
Aye.
Number 8, approve third quarter building permits in the amount of $12,306.32. Oh, million. Oh, sorry. I thought that was a typo. $12,306,032.
Make a motion, we approve the third quarter building permits in the amount of $12,306,032.
Second.
Augubright.
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
Curran.
Aye.
Udis.
Aye.
Number 9, approve ordinance 12021012 or 1722, approving and authorizing the execution of the redevelopment agreement between the City of Oglesby and Ronald Moore DBA as Root Beer Stand Oglesby TIF District Number 1. This is the facade program. We're just making it into an ordinance. That's what we're doing here.
So we're not approving anything new. This was already approved by us.
Yes.
We're just putting it into the ordinance.
Yeah, we're just making it an ordinance form. So if I can get a motion, a second.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 1202-101722, an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a redevelopment agreement between the City of Oglesby and Ronald Moore DBA Root Beer Stand Oglesby TIF District 1.
Second.
Augubright.
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
Curran.
Aye.
Udis.
Aye.
Number 10, approve ordinance 1203-101722, amending the estimated dates of completion of Oglesby Tax Increment Financing District 1 redevelopment project area plans and projects. And so from what I understand, we're extending it because we legally are allowed to, and that will help us fund projects going past next year.
From what I read, that is it. It doesn't actually extend the TIF itself to collect any more taxing dollars. It just extends our ability to make payments out of it for disbursements.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
I'll make a motion, we approve 1203-101722, an ordinance amending the estimated dates of completion of the Oglesby TIF District 1 redevelopment project plan, area plan and projects.
Second.
Augubright.
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
Curran.
Aye.
Udis.
Aye.
Any old business?
The only other thing I just want to make a comment on, we got our final payment, now the lights are done at where the college is. I think I reported last time that insurance was covering it. That is true. However, out of the 36,000, apparently they deducted a $25,000 deductible. And we're still looking into this, because if I look back at, for the massive amount of damage we had for the derecho, when it was poles, lines, fences, all kinds of stuff like that, the deductible was $1,000. So I don't know why, for this piece of equipment, it's 25,000. So we're hopefully gonna get that answer on that, and we'll go from there.
And so the other light,
The other one's not in yet, that's not
they're on
coming.
order though, and we're just waiting?
We have the one at Marquette, that is scheduled to arrive on the 20th. So we're gonna get that in, see how well that works, and if it is, well, they've been tweaking the lights at the other intersections, because there's still bad loops in it.
Okay.
But before we order more stuff, I kinda wanted to see how well this new system works, and if it does work great, then maybe that's something we'll talk about and then order it for the other two.
Okay.
lights.
Public comments.
All right, real quick, two things. Number one, I don't think I mentioned, I sort of wish this was online to download, just like minutes and agenda is, in its own separate little category somewhere, so that,
So you want them both in the minutes and then another download in case you're,
well, if,
wanna do more research?
when you mentioned that it's work for her, if they were available in the web without going through a FOIA and making these come out of a computer in it later on, then I sort of still wish they were in the minutes, but,
Okay.
So let me ask you this, would it be easier, let's say we were to somehow make that as a digital piece that's online, but then when we approve stuff, we just do the bills in the total amount, which matches the line item on that that's available,
yeah.
but then we don't have to maybe put it in the minutes and make all
I
those.
sort of
pa-
think that's another
Something to think
option.
about?
Yeah. And the other thing that I wanted to bring up is, this one is the flag that was in front of me, a couple of weeks ago, and this happens regularly around here. Semi-trucks pulling in to deliver or to shop like a restaurant. I know this semi-truck driver was pulling in to go to Salsa's, okay? And I have one more picture that I shot today of a $300,000 RV that was not scarred, and maybe people who drive these take more care to not stripe their vehicle with a flagpole. But I think this has been going on, and maybe raise the flags and then give the Parks Department some kind of a ladder system when they're out there putting the flags up and down. I know sometimes they have to climb up on the box side and or the truck box that's sometimes in pickup trucks, to put these flags in. And this city used to put them up and down for holidays, and not on Memorial Day weekend goes up, and Veterans Day weekend come down. Half the year they're out there flying. And so I think maybe it's, another possibility is maybe make the flags spin so that they're not hanging out over the right-of-way for people to park and scrape their vehicles and destroy the flags.
Greg, did you bring this up already once, I think in the beginning of summer?
I don't think, I
thought
might
this
have
was
mentioned that they're up a lot, but
I feel like this was a topic that was already brought up, and I thought what I said is I'll talk to the electric people for next year when they set them up,
yeah,
to see if we can set them up higher.
yeah.
I thought that was a topic already, but maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
I want to believe the park district uses the short bucket truck, but I don't know if reach is that high.
Well, we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
Hello, guys. and-
Hi.
All right, I'm Terry Kamnikar, and I'm the one that FOIA'd about the bills. Do the other three commissioners agree with Commissioner Algebright that it's not a big deal, that the bills are not in the minutes? It's been like that from the beginning, as long as I've worked in this office and beforehand. How in the world are citizens supposed to see what you approve? It's public record, and it's not taxing on the clerk, it's her job. So you're okay with not putting bills in the minutes?
I don't think I said that. In fact is, right after this topic came up tonight, I had a sidebar with Amy to ask her what it would take to have some sort of a link to this spreadsheet. So I don't think anybody, at least I'm not opposed to that.
I don't think we've ever had a topic about talking about that, so I don't think I've ever said that.
Okay, but here's my other thing. So for 5 months, you guys are approving minutes without bills listed, and you never noticed it.
Okay,
We initial every bill that
No, no,
comes
no,
through.
no, no, no. I'm saying the minutes that
And we
you're
get a check record
approving,
as well, so we would
you're
see
not
that.
obviously looking at it because you would see that the bills aren't listed.
that's a statement you're making? It's obvious that we're not looking at minutes?
It must be
Because of
because
that,
you approve it.
I think if I remember right, there was a big discussion about minutes. We had a few things ago about a conflict between the mayor and stuff like that. So to make a statement to say that we don't look at the minutes is not really true.
Okay, well, let me ask you. When you look at the minutes, did you see that the bills weren't listed before you approved it? So if you're okay with the bills not being in the minutes,
I don't know what you want me to tell you. I mean,
well, tell me what you
what I think,
honestly, yeah.
what do I think? I think I don't know if I agree that the minutes reflecting for the bills that were already approved is critical because they're listed here publicly and we've already done the option where we approve them.
But for those who
that's your
don't
opi-
come to the meeting,
Okay.
how are they to know? I looked online, I found it by accident, actually.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, one time it doesn't show up, fine. 5 months?
Well, I agree with, for example, like what Greg said and what Terry just said. You're right. Maybe there is a better way to do it. So maybe having a place that's a resource that, I'm a big fan of people not having to FOIA stuff to be able to get public access to information. If there's a way that it can be already there, that people have the means to get it themselves, I would prefer to have that be the standard, if that answers your question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I
Colleen?
guess the other part of my question, are you saying that we don't look at the bills to approve them at the
No.
meeting? I was gonna
No,
say because.
the minutes.
in the
Oh, I
parent
know, every
packet, we-
commissioner gets the packet,
Yeah,
and that's why I asked Amy when we had the phone conversation, if the commissioners all get the same packet. Because if they did, I can't believe that not one of you went to her and said, hey, the bills aren't in the minutes that we're gonna approve.
Since we're on the topic of minutes, which I appreciate that you brought up, something I'd like to talk about. One of the things that it's kind of funny, to me, it doesn't bother me when we get FOIA requests.
Okay,
I
I'm-
think it's fantastic.
I'm done, so are you just gonna make a speech, or I'm done?
I'm gonna talk about minutes and
Oh,
FOIA
okay.
stuff, if that's, so, we get a lot of FOIA requests and get beat up about things that are in the minutes, but the thing that kills me is if you go back to previous administrations, stuff doesn't exist in the minutes. It doesn't exist. Matter of fact, there was things that our admin office were trying to find that didn't have existence of contracts. It doesn't exist in the minutes, the closed session, so either they weren't being done or they weren't being recorded.
Well,
So,
that's a problem.
you darn right
Yeah.
it is.
Now, that you brought that up in the past, so Amy went back and looked from March through the present. Well, if you go back even to 2021, you have 10 more meeting minutes, that don't have the bills. There's 1 minute, meeting minutes that it's the wrong year. You have something for 1 year and it's a duplicate from another year. The whole minutes,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, well, I appreciate you bringing that to our attention, and I guess
Yeah,
that's
I
what
mean,
we're taking
there's
action
gonna
right
be
now to fix
mistakes.
it.
Nobody's saying that there's not gonna be an honest mistake here and there, but if somebody would make us aware of it, we're more than happy to fix it or get you a copy that is correct.
No, I just want it corrected in the minute book so everyone can see it. It is public record.
Yeah.
I
That's
think-
all
I-
I'm
I-
saying.
I think we're working towards that.
Oh,
I
that's
really-
good.
What, did you have any detail about that, so I can look at that? Was there a date that stuck out?
Look at January 10th of 2022.
Thank you.
It should be January 3rd of 2022, and you have the minutes all from January 10th, 2021.
Thank you.
And I believe there's 8 other minutes that don't have bills listed.
I'll look into that. Thank
All
you.
right, thanks.
Thank you.
Commissioner reports?
I've got a couple things. This is more informational. We have tentatively struck a deal with the Fire Protection District for ambulance and fire protection. Once I get the signatures that are necessary on the contract, I will update the council on what the terms are. Secondly, we are very close to getting that lateral transfer policy established for the police department. If all goes well, I am hopeful to have it ready in ordinance form for the next meeting. I think the police and fire commission are going to have a special meeting to do what they need to do on their end in their bylaws. So I'm hopeful everybody's support is supportive of that, and we can get it up and running. That's all I have.
All right. Gully?
Okay, I just got a couple things here brought to my attention. I just wanted to say that the spiral slide that was damaged at Memorial Park has been replaced for the kids. I guess tomorrow they're gonna be breaking ground at Lehigh Park for a volleyball court. That's supposed to take construction tomorrow. And I've also had a lot of people asking me if we're ever gonna get a dog park. And I said, I've talked to the park board once before, but they haven't been able to get a meeting together, and I says, as soon as we can get a meeting together, we'll talk about it. I just, people have asked me, they said, you brought this up a long time ago, and I said, yeah, I did. I said, but we can't seem to get enough people together to have a park board meeting. So hopefully we can do something, take it from there.
Jim,
That's
what do
all.
we have to do to have a dog park? Just basically fence in an area and designate it, or
Well,
what's?
they were looking
what's
at a couple
involved?
pieces of property, but they wanted to have it like south of Third Street, just maybe east, I think east of the tower, the high tower, in between the water tower and the high tower.
Okay.
But then there was talk, they wanted to move it out by Illini State Bank, but I don't think that ground is safe for human or,
Well, that's been developed now. So.
yeah. I don't know, there was speculation that there was stuff there that shouldn't have been there. but-
Is there anything that we have that's existing that we can take a section of one of our parks and make it into a dog area?
I don't
Is
know,
that
I
something we
mean,
can look into?
The least, how do I say this, least valuable land, I would say, park-wise, would be between the water tower and the fire station, that 4 or 5 acres that we were gonna, I saw plans way back that they were gonna put soccer fields in, and then nothing happened, and now it's just kind of, if we can find someone to farm it, we're happy, but it doesn't really do much for the city right now.
I don't think you need that big of an area
No.
into it.
No,
I
you
don't
do
think
not,
need that.
no.
You know, you put up a chain link fence, which is not a huge expense, then you have the cost of
Well-
maintaining the grounds. You probably have to put in some sort of a water source,
So that's,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
that area you're talking about next to the thing that's where we're looking to put the solar field in.
But I don't think it goes all, it's not
Okay.
all the way to the, there's still 2 or 3 acres, I wanna say, that's
Could
not
be.
involved.
I mean, that would,
Yeah.
that would have us identifying another park area. I'm wondering, this did come up a couple of times when we did the Seneca Square survey, for example. We looked at it, there's only 2 people that made comments on dog park, so it was low. But I always thought maybe putting on an existing park that already exists, like maybe a tail end, like for example, Lehigh down there. Maybe the tail end that's closer to the foresty area that doesn't get used very much or something. Maybe something like that. Is it worthwhile looking into? I don't know.
Something to think about and maybe get some plans together. And
Yeah, I just didn't know with Lehigh going into a disc golf and a
Yeah,
volleyball.
I'm not sure how all
putting a
that's gonna
dog-
shape
Dog
up.
park there, I mean, you're not gonna have a lot of room for parking, and, I mean, now you're gonna have more problems, when you have a disc game or volleyball tournament, or, people wanting to walk their dogs out there, I mean,
And the fact that it's on the side of the city as well, not necessarily centrally
yeah.
located. Yeah.
And I work with park districts for my actual job right now, and pickleball's number 1, number 2 is dog parks for
Really?
the Chicagoland area of what they're worried about.
How important is that they be more centrally located in the city for where people can?
Well travel, it's the amenities at the dog park is what they're worried
Oh,
about.
really?
You'll
Yeah, I know
hear
they
about,
talk-
if we opened one and we don't have something, you will definitely hear about it.
Well, Third Street would be a good,
And a lot of them are actually having like a forested area that you can walk into, like the city of DeKalb just opened one, it's probably 10, 15 acres, that's right next to the dog park, that's the normal one, and then they have this forested walking path one. as well, so.
Well, if you ever get that park board together to meet about it, I can always give you like the proposed map for,
Yeah.
and
I think there
publicly they
was
can talk
something,
about
there
it.
was something done with, the last, when, the other park board member, Bobby was here, I think there was, they had looked into it, but nothing ever, he said that they had gotten some estimates and stuff, but, they just didn't get it together.
And really, the beginning would just be 2 fenced areas, one for littler dogs, one for bigger dogs, and then a double gate on each.
Yeah, you don't need that big.
Maybe water.
You don't need that much land, I mean, but everybody says, you know, everybody else has them, and towns smaller than us have them, and I says, we've gotta get together first. I said,
Yeah.
I can't do nothing without having a park board meeting.
I'd
Commissioner-
definitely be interested in talking more about that if you get some more information, Jim.
Yeah.
I'd be in favor of it.
Let's work on getting the park board together, definitely.
Yeah.
So.
That's all I have.
Okay, Commissioner Curran?
Couple things, the easy valve that we were looking to get installed a couple weeks ago, there was a complication with the pipe. The area they had selected wasn't a very good portion of pipe, so they've uncovered a much better one, so we're looking at the 27th of October. Hopefully we'll have that wrapped up, and that will mean all of Walnut now will be able to be isolated if we ever have one of those crazy breaks again. Hydrant flushing continues this week. Tests did work late today. The reason for that was their goal was to reduce the impact to Holy Family, so hopefully they won't see, hopefully any problems at all. Streets Department, chipping continues this week. Leaf vac starts next week. And just a couple of things I wanted to talk about. The Scarecrow Contest. I was one of the people that was asked to be one of the judges, and I'll tell you what a ridiculously impossible thing to try to judge. There was so many fantastic things out there. I don't want to go into the details of them, but they really were great. And the fact that We Are Oglesby Association put this on kind of last minute, I hope it's even going to get bigger next year because they were just beautiful. If you haven't had a chance to go to look at them, please do. And then also, We Are Oglesby Association is looking for volunteers to help with the parade. So if you are somebody that is just waiting to be asked to look for ways to help or get involved and stuff like that, well, we're asking. So there you go. That's all I got.
And I'm just gonna touch on the Scarecrows, the involvement between all the businesses and the idea. It came out of nowhere for me, and I was amazed by how fast everyone got together, and literally everyone participated. It was great. And then the Harvest Fest as well was a great turnout all around. We had a great parade. There's a lot more kids and a lot more candy given out than I thought there would be. So I can't wait to see what next year leads to. So on that, I believe we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Augubright.
Aye.
Cullinan.
Aye.
Curran.
Aye.
Udis.
Aye.